Welcome back to Behind the Boost. In part 2 of our conversation with Cameron Williams, we're picking up right where we left off, talking about the evolution of Kinley Consulting and the mindset shifts that helped Cameron grow a thriving business.
I love it. For me, it's rare to run into somebody with the same energy, the same craziness, the ability to work a room as you. For me, I could not believe it, right? But growing up in a predominantly Caucasian area, you end up learning. You got to be a little bit of the life of the party and be different and relate and find a way to always connect with somebody at any level. It doesn't matter whether or not.
Yeah, because like in my case, right, I was like that weird anomaly, not a weird kid, but from the standpoint of like, remember I told you I went from like the urban school to the mainly Caucasian school. Well, then they figured out I was gifted. So then I'm the only Black person in the gifted program, which everybody understands is like them, the extra smart kids. So like there's that weird like, dang, ain't nobody in here that look like me. So there's some intimidation I had to work through there in 5th grade. But by the time we get to high school, I'm used to it. So now it's like maybe 3 Black kids in gifted. Everybody else is, of course, Caucasian. But then I'm an athlete. I play on the football team. I run track. You know, I was really into music, so I had that. So I kind of got to meet a bunch of people, and all of them were different. I had the athletes that I'm super cool with. I was cool with the cool kids. I was cool with the kids who did music. And then I was in all the smart people classes. So then it's like, you just meet all these different people. So you learn how to read rooms, right? You know, hey, let me kind of lay low until I kind of figure it out. Okay, this is the person that everybody talks to. This is the person that's kind of hanging back. So now bringing it forward in the present day and running a company, I can know which one to talk. Sometimes it's easier, especially if I'm newer. I'm going to go talk to this person that's kind of hanging back because typically that's the newer person in the room, the introvert. They're new too. Cool. Let's both be green together and we're going to go meet these people. So that may be that. Or you do it the opposite way. Hey, everybody keeps talking to this person. They know a lot of people. Let me just go talk to them. Because if they know a lot of people, they can just introduce me to everybody else. But you have to know how to go in both. And then, of course, race, it doesn't come into play, but it does. Because what can we find common ground? Because when you're networking, you only have 2 to 3 days. And then everybody's trying to get everybody's attention. You got the expos and the booths. And so what can I hurry up and connect with, right? So I got to come in thinking, okay, I know, okay, this person right here. So funny. And I know y'all gonna laugh. But like if it's a Black person, I kind of know how to approach that because it's like, it ain't but 2 of us in here, bro. So what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's 2 of us in a room of 100. How you doing?
Yeah,
Anything I can do to help you? Oh yeah, I know some of these people here. Let me connect you. So like that's an easier one, right? For 2 years, I went to a mainly Hispanic gym. So I love that culture, those vibes. So like, it's super easy for me to talk to them. But of course, where I went to school, I know how to change my language and maybe the way I present myself, not changing who I am, but just my diction maybe. And then kind of having those conversations as well. And when you sum it all up, everybody's the same. It's just the difference in backgrounds may change how we approach and connect until we get cool and we go downstairs and have a burger, you know, all of that. Then it's like, oh, okay, this person cool. Now I know what to connect on. And then you build a relationship from there.
100%. 100%. I love it. And that's exactly how my approach is, right? It is find a way to connect with somebody, create a relationship so that the next time that I see him, there isn't that awkwardness. If that means I need to be a little bit awkward, self-deprecation always works with me. Always make a fool out of myself, and then somebody will remember me always. But I love it. I love it. One question that I've got is when you're running into these different agencies, programs, how many of them run into it where you're like, you know what, you would actually benefit from outsourcing? And how are you able to identify that?
It kind of depends on how deep you get, right? So like some people would say like you want to outsource at the beginning of your growth journey versus once you hit a certain number, you may want to bring it in eternally. That's not necessarily my job as the CFO, as the accountant. My job is what is the best for you right now at this stage of your business? If it's, man, I just need a body. Well, for what? Is this an executive assistant? Because, hey, I can go hit up John, you get somebody out of Colombia. I can go hit up one of my clients, you get somebody from all of Latam. I just need, man, I'm doing all the SEO myself. Well, I know like 2 or 3 of them, but the one I talk to the most and that I'm pretty sure gonna get the job, I'm gonna connect you with somebody named Nick. So I think you have to kind of read what that looks like because at each stage is different. My people who are making the millions, they're not necessarily looking to outsource. It's more so we're doing such volume, it would make more sense to make that internal hire. Therefore, now we're talking, what's the price point? Is this a 60K a year? Is this a 80K? So do we have the margins to bring them on and not mess up something? Yes, no, maybe so, and what that looks like versus if you're at that 20, 25, 30 grand mark, why don't we just go get Nick at Boostability? You still offer SEO, you pay them their thing, mark it up, and now you're able to provide it. You can sell it the whole 9 and everything is good to go. So it just kind of depends on where they are as to how we coach and how we make the connections. Because again, everybody is different. What works for this person may not work for this one. So you have to do a really good job of learning your client to know how you can best help them.
I agree, and I like your approach. And I think everything has to be customized. Everybody's individual, and their needs are individual as well. You travel a lot, man. How do you balance? This is coming from a friend because I travel a lot as well. How do you balance the following things? Number 1, family. It's a priority for you. Number 2, how do you keep yourself sane while you're traveling?
Well, first off, just in case y'all didn't know, Nick travels more than probably anybody I know, like more than me. So this is really a Nick question. But on my case right now, we're averaging about once a month. We have to go somewhere, and you're talking probably 3 to 4 days because you're going to fly in the day before, do the 2 to 3 days, fly out the next day. In regards to just trying my best to keep balance, I learned a long time ago that balance is not really true because you'll have some seasons that just require more of your time with the business versus some you can get more in with the family. Like when it's tax season, outside of the baby boy, the oldest 2 know like dad's in tax season. Doesn't mean I can't talk to him and spend time, but the way I have to do it changes. So for example, my lunch break may be going to eat lunch with them, right? Or when I take a break, because I have 30 minutes in between meetings, I'll go in there and I get in their world as much as I can and laugh and joke with them or whatever. And then on the weekends, I try really hard to protect that time. So we kind of came up with some weekend rituals like pancake day is Saturday. So they already know it don't matter where we at or what we doing pancakes. It's just a matter of if we're away, are we going to buy them? Or if we're at home, Dad, you're making them, what are we putting in them? So I think you just have to recognize what season of life you're in. Sometimes I try to bring the whole crew with me, so we kind of keep that similar structure. And you stay an extra day or 2 after, and you take them to the museums or the zoos in the different cities. So now they get to see, okay, Dad's working hard, but we get to do these cool things. And you get to build those memories together. So there's some context to why does Dad work so hard or so long, whatever the word is. So that's what I've done that worked really well for me in regards to like how to keep family. In regards to staying sane, I'm a very structured person. So literally my day is like get up, get some prayer time in, work till 5:15, hit the gym from 5:30 till whenever I get done, come home, feed the kids, get them in the bed, then try to boo up with the wife and watch whatever our shows are, just catch up on our days and laugh. And then, either I fall asleep or I may get a little time on the Xbox, whichever one happens first. So that's my structure, and I kind of keep that. So that kind of helps me to get out the stress or the frustrations because I'm going to the gym. There's some time where I'm not working, which is typically after the gym, not working. So just keeping that balance and learning who you are as a person, what works for you, and just not buying into the whole balance deal. I think there are some seasons, like in June's always going to be a light month for us. It's after tax season. We've met with every client. It's my oldest and my wife's birthday. I already know we're going to spend a little bit more money, but I'm making up for I'm barely speak to you in April outside of fixing your food, getting you in the bed, reading you a quick story, or taking you to the gym with me, you know? So you just find those different ebbs and flows.
That's so true, man. That's so true. I think on my side, I've always had the value. I love walking, right? Any time that I can go on a walk and listen to a book, that's how Nic stays sane. Right? Especially with, I mean, we've since August, middle of August, I've been on the road back probably 2 or 3 days, longest being a week, and I got 2 more trips to finish this year. So for me to keep sane individually, it is I will take walks, I read books, and then it's just trying to stay afloat with all of the kids and making sure the wife is happy. Taking the kids on and the wife on a trip is so fun. It's really cool to see. There was an experience. We were in Mexico, suffering through a Cancun resort conference. Right, it's just the worst. And my favorite thing was seeing you battle with your son because he was unhappy he didn't get, I think it was ice cream. What was it? You're like, just ignore him. It's so great. So cute.
Because we're still working on a potty training thing. He's 3.5. And so it was kind of like, you keep going to the potty. When it's time to eat, you get ice cream. And see, we don't eat ice cream at home. We had just got off of this carnivore diet, which is basically you just eat meat and eggs. No carbs, no nothing, no sugars. It's water with electrolytes, meat, eggs. And so this was our first time coming off. And of course, to be successful on the diet, I didn't buy any at home. So this was like the first time where it's like, oh, I can get ice cream. So I think he had probably peed in his pull-up, if I'm guessing correctly. So he wanted ice cream. And I'm like, bro, you didn't follow the rules to the game. So he's probably a little high.
He was so cute, man. And it's so great to see people interact with their families and take them and just have real individuals. And I think that's something that is your brand, right? You bring that to the table. Cam, is there anything that you would like for me to say that I don't know about you? Is there anything that you're like, you know what, Nic, you need to know about this?
If anything, for the listener, I'd probably give him this heads up. So it is Q4 of 2025. And one of the things I would strongly suggest, because I see this happen every single year, please get on the calendar with your accountant right now. Please get a meeting on. Please go over this is what happened in Q3 and how are we going to end the year? Because it never fails. When we get to Q1, and it's time to do those taxes, and you see, oh man, I owe how much? What are the things they're going to say, Nic? Oh, nobody told me. I had no idea. I feel completely blindsided, but it's because your accountant didn't do a good job with the touch points and keeping you up the loop and meter with you. And then you never asked them either. So the general accountant is always going to do just, you got to remember personality types. I'm in my office, I just work away. And when you ask, hopefully I'll have the answer. That's not how we do it, but that's unfortunately our industry. So you have to be willing to say, hey, counter, can we get some time next week at the, beginning of November or December, depending on when you're watching this, so that we can get some time and go over it? Because I want to be prepared. Most people don't do that. So if that's what you want, it may be time for you to switch. It may be time for you to go pay a little bit more to get a better person, because at the current stage you are and where you're going, you need more help. It's one thing when I'm making 15, 20 grand a month, you probably could be all right with that. It's another thing when I'm making 40, 50, 80 grand, 100 grand per month. That lack of response, availability strategy is what hurts people. And that's when you hear those horror stories of the 6-figure tax bills. I've literally gotten those people and cut that by 50 grand, 100 grand, all because, hey, let's do this. Nope, we could change this. Oh, I need to move this. And because we had them early enough, then they get the tax savings. So I'm not saying that you got to come with me. We'd love to have you, because I'm sure if you're following this podcast, you know Nic in some type of way. But whoever it is, even if it's your current guy, please, to help yourself to be able to pay you more money or get that new person, do that now so that money doesn't go to the IRS, which we don't know where the money goes, really. But
Not wrong.
if that one conversation and that strategy and that planning saves you 80 grand, that's a whole new person you can put on your team to help you make more money. Or that's 80 grand more you get to pay yourself. So now you're feeling happy and the spouse is all, oh my gosh, this is actually working, or whatever that looks like. So I would encourage them to do that. This is the perfect time because you have until December 31st. December 31st. Once it's January 1, there is no, ooh, can we go back and that's it. The options you had were here. January 1, there are very slim things that legally can be done to reduce taxes. So if you're already paying a bookkeeper, get them on the calendar. If you're already paying a CFO type, a controller, a very good accountant that does a lot of strategy, get them on now so you can work with them and figure out where you need to do and where you need to be so that you get the best results possible.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'll tell you this. There are few people in this world that make me laugh the way that you do. If you ever want to hear some funny travel stories, how to, trying out a new belt, if whatever you may need, you got some funny stories with Cameron, and his family is beautiful, and he's such a good dude.
Sure. I mean, technically, I got the belt from Nic. So Nic provided the hilariousness. I just didn't know how to operate it that well.
Yeah, basically, we'll give you some context. We handed out belts at a conference, and they're sweet ratchet belts.
By the way, one of the biggest conferences in our industry.
Yeah. Great gift for these people, these attendees.
It was because I needed a belt.
You needed a belt. So many people forget their belts. But Cameron had gone to the bathroom, and then after 40 seconds or something with people that he knew in the bathroom, he all of a sudden says, "Oh, that's how you do it," saying, I can finally take off this belt. But you're a good dude. I appreciate you. You're the best, man, and I genuinely appreciate you. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, no problem, man. Thank you for having me here. If we got to do another episode, let me know. Glad to come on and speak for you and for your audience.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.